Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Military Mondays. If you don't know who I am retired Major Brenda Sanchez, and I would love to get to know you. So if you could please drop a comment down below and let's connect. And of course, if you have a military background, if you've served, I'd love to know what branch of the service you served in. Or if you have family members that have served, please put that down below because I love to love on my veterans. We are right around the corner from Veterans Day, and I just want to send some love out to you. So I do these Military Mondays every single Monday morning at 8 a.m. Mountain Time, like clockwork, and I love to interview veteran business owners. And today, I have a veteran business owner from San Antonio, Texas area, Don Triplett. He's a retired lieutenant colonel and of course, Air Force, best branch of the service. We'll get all the haters in the comments, Don, but Don served 23 years in the Air Force, right?
Yeah, actually 23 years, 11 months, and 20 some days.
Yeah, and there's a story behind that, which we're going to get into here in just a minute. So thank you so much for being on, Don. I appreciate you taking the time out. And I love that with Zoom and Facebook Lives, I can interview anybody anywhere in the world, really. So thanks for being on. So let's talk a little bit about your Air Force career. What did you do in the Air Force, Don?
Well, I started out as a navigator, went from there into became an electronic warfare officer. Uh, Tours in the F4, actually, and as a Wild Weasel. Wild Weasel is a surface-to-air missile hunter killer. We operate a single ship. One of the sayings they have about the Weasels is that the Weasels are first in, last out. When you've got a strike that you're supporting, you get on target on station about 10 minutes prior to the strikers getting there to put everybody's head down on the ground that wants to shoot at you. And then we wait until the last striker is out of the target area before we close the door and leave. So first in, last out is the role of the Wild Weasel. And then from there, I went touring Strategic Air Command as a B-52 EWO. And then from there, those of you in the Air Force, you're familiar with social actions. I was actually a drug and alcohol counselor, social actions chief. And as a captain, I got to have access to the wing commander that squadron commanders did not have access to. And I'd go see the wingco at 4:30. He said, "Don, come in, close the door, sit down, put your feet up, and let's talk." And he wants to know what's going on in his base. And as a young captain, to be in that position, working with an outstanding wing commander was just it was priceless.
Awesome. And then you got into test and evaluation also, right?
Yep. I spent time with the Air Force Test Electronic Warfare, the Air Force Test and Evaluation Center, as AFTEC at the time, and one as a DETCO commander over in Germany at Capone Air Station, and then from there down to Eglin as test director for the ASPJ.
Awesome. And how did you end up in San Antonio? Was that your last assignment?
That was my last assignment. I got after my time as a test director, I was assigned to the Air Force Electronic Warfare Center in San Antonio, and I became the director of operations for that, and was sending my people over to the Mideast War, and sent everybody I had. And just before the war ended, I was going to have to send myself if I had to send anybody else. So the war ended just in time that I didn't have to go for that. What was an interesting thing about that, we had a section called Signals. And these are people that I think, as you may recognize, they monitor communications worldwide. And about 4 o'clock one afternoon, I got a call from the director down there. He says, Don, come down, grab your coffee cup, full cup of coffee, and come down. I said, listen, I'm working on some reports here. He says, grab your coffee and come down. I got something to show you. And we went in and he says, look at the screen here. So here's the Gulf. And says, that's carrier, named off the carriers that are in there. And watch. See those little, both of those carriers just launched. Watch where they're going. Oh, they're headed into Iraq and they're not turning around. I got to watch the beginning of the war.
Oh, wow. Wow. I bet you have some stories, and I have some stories too, being on the cyber side and watching things and working at NORAD Northcom that neither one of us can really talk about, but some interesting times in the service. So so you stayed in San Antonio. I actually have heard from multiple people that San Antonio is a great place to retire as a military vet because of all of the services that are down there, the medical. Several of our friends that both of us know have told me that. Now, I've only been to San Antonio once. Other than the military, the services for the veterans there, the VA, what other reason to be in San Antonio?
Well, if you're not a snowbird and you don't like cold weather, it's a great place to be. It's a big little town. It's a little town trying to figure out how to be a big city. But it's a large number of people. It's a great market. If you're going to be in business, it is a huge market that it's easy to get around in, and you've got all types of people here. There's a lot of people coming in from other areas in the United States and also from overseas. So you've got a great mix of people. When I got out of the Air Force, I was told that thank you for your service, but it's no longer needed, and you will be retired on this date. Oh, and I hadn't planned on that. And so I didn't know what I was going to do. And I wound up buying a carpet cleaning franchise, Rainbow International, and learned how to clean carpets and learned about business from the other side. You've got you walk in the front door in a lot of businesses. With what I was doing, a lot of times I had to go in the back door, and it was a different. It brought a different mindset, a different feel altogether, and that was part of my education that I was lacking. And I learned an appreciation for all skills, whether it's somebody operating a garbage truck, which is not uncomplicated, to a carpet cleaner, which I became, and I became a darn good one. The most fun I had is repairing carpets, where I'll make a repair and have the homeowner come in and says, "Okay, how does it look?" And they can't find it, which tells me, "Hey, I did good."
Awesome.
And so every step of the way has been a learning, a learning process if you open your eyes and let it come in.
So let's talk about that for a second, because we have a lot of military people, veterans, or people that are still serving that maybe are getting ready to get out. What are the skills that you believe you learned in the service that help you be successful in business today?
Focus, being mission oriented. Decide what's your mission, what's your current mission there. What do you need? What items do you need to bring together to accomplish that? for the missions that we flew over in Southeast Asia. Uh, we we had 9 airplanes. We had 6 airplanes and 9 air crew, so it was 18 of us. Air Force a two person airplane, and we would start for a mission that would start around midnight. We'd start mission planning about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and then we'd have a large mission brief followed by a flight mission brief, and then you'd have to go get suited up, get out to the airplane, take off in time enough to go hit a tanker, and then you drop off the tanker at an appropriate time to go to your target area, come back and hit the tanker on the way back, and then recover, do all of your after mission reports, go have a Bloody Mary and some chili, a chili omelet, and go try to get back to sleep so you can get up and do it again that next afternoon.
So you think perseverance then?
Oh yeah, perseverance, planning ahead, learning the logistics of what you're doing so that you got all the components there at hand when you need them. I had to do that for the carpet cleaning business because there's a lot of detail that went into that. I built it up to where it was attractive for somebody wanting to buy it. And somebody asked me, did I want to sell it? And I said, you want to use your pen or mine? Sign the contract.
Awesome. So that's not what you're doing today. You're not doing carpet cleaning. You're actually helping people with supplemental health plans. And specifically, you have a great plan for military retirees, especially on the dental side. So let's talk about that. What is it that you're doing today? How long have you been doing it? Because you've been doing it a long time.
Yeah.
So you are an expert.
I'm with Ameriplan, and Ameriplan was started by a couple of twin brothers, Dennis and Daniel Bloom, up in Dallas, Texas. They were in the insurance game and saw that there was dental insurance was a box of rocks. And those of you that retire, you know what you're offered when you retire. And when I retired, you were offered Delta Dental. And Delta Dental is not my favorite operation. It's expensive. It is insurance. It has all of the foibles of insurance. You've got a waiting period. You've got a maximum that you can do each year. In fact, I'm talking with a lady now that got into dental insurance in September. She's had a bunch of work done. She's got a much more to do, but she's maxed it out, and she can either pay full price right now or wait until next September to start it all over again. And so she's talking with me about coming on with Ameriplan because we have no restrictions like that. Use it as often as you like, and you can put anybody who lives at your house on your plan at no additional cost. I mean, it's just as flexible. It's as simple as you can possibly be, and it's very inexpensive at $20 a month for an entire household.
Wow. And then you have plans that cover way more than dental. You have vision, you have chiropractic, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's all in one plan. The one plan covers dental, vision, prescription, chiropractic, and hearing services all in one.
Wow.
And we have one other product that includes that plus video medical
telemed.
Telemed, yes, there you go. It's our telemed arm, and so if you put them both together, you've got everything that you need right there at your house.
Awesome. Well, If you had to give somebody that's getting ready to get out advice, somebody that may be 3 to 5 years looking at getting out of the service in 3 to 5 years, either retiring or just cutting ties and going and doing something else, what advice would you give them?
Oh, advice on that is tough. It's where your interests are. Follow your interests. Uh, Me personally, I have never worked for somebody else. In the Air Force, I was always doing doing my thing, if you want to call it that. You know, you're working for Uncle Sugar, but you always had a direction that you were going, and that was one of the things I continued when I got out. Is what do I want to do, and how can I make a living at it? Uh, one of the neat things about being retired is that that takes some of the pressure off of you don't have to get something that's making enough to keep the roof over your head, because when you're retired, you've got that retirement check that comes in that takes care of the basics. And so I've been able to try various things. Uh, and now I've settled in on Ameriplan as a business, and then having found a networking several networking organizations that help me to grow in my business. Business Network International. I've been a member of that for close to 16 years now, and then just recently found Team National. And between those two, and they fit together. They complement each other. And between those two, I've got all my networking taken care of. I've got access to group buying power. I've got I've got everything I need, and it's just life is great.
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate you taking some time out of your morning, this Monday morning, to spend some time with me and share with my audience. It's always great to see you in the networking events that we do online, because that's the beauty of our world right now, is that we get to do networking online and network with people all across the world. And so if you are interested in networking across the world, I'd be glad to share what I'm doing. And I'm sure if you're attached to Don and you know Don would be glad to share what he's doing also, because we both are a part of the same networking organizations. BNI have been for a while, and I'm involved in a lot of other networking groups, eWomen, Polka Dots, Buzz, you name it. I'm called the networking queen here in Colorado Springs. So if you need to get connected with somebody, I can get you connected. And if you're down in the San Antonio area, then definitely look Don up, because he can get you hooked up down there. So with that, thank you everybody for joining us. Thank you, Don, for taking time out of your schedule. And I look forward to seeing everyone next Monday on Military Mondays. Bye, everyone.
Brenda, thank you for what you do.
Thank you.